Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. I apologize for the very poor lighting. So, anyway, I hope you can bear with me. So, of course, U.S. Supreme Court rejects Texas lawsuit seeking to overturn election results. All right. So, it's absolutely over. It's been over, since the beginning, but we're going through all this bullshit and whatever. So, the final tallies, here we are. Biden, the lighting is, let me just change that. Decrease the brightness here. Okay, so can you see that? Okay, so Biden 306 electoral votes, Trump's 232, and okay, 81,283,495 votes for Biden. This is a scary number though. 74,223,755 votes for Trump. It's insane to think that there's even 1,000 people. Listen, Charles Manson could have run, and you're always going to get people who are insane. If Charles Manson were alive, you know what I mean? So Jeffrey Dahmer could get, thousands of votes. There are a lot of crazy people, but, and I think what's really sad is that seemingly normal, educated people still support him. I'm like, why? What are you afraid of? Like, what could this guy do to you? I mean, it's just, I really don't understand that mindset. It's not like it's Nazi Germany, and if you don't approve of what he's doing and you don't support him, he's going to throw you into a concentration camp and kill you or kill your children. I mean, what the hell are they afraid of? So, okay, I'm going to play a clip here and I'll comment again. This is from Kyle Kalinske. And basically, the headline here is Trump supporters lose it. Largest coup in the history of mankind. This is hilarious stuff, and I'll comment afterwards. Here we go.
Fox Business Network, I'm not sure if this is Fox Business or Fox News, but one of the Fox networks spoke to some Trump supporters at his rally in Georgia. And they're doing this to see what they think of the election and to see where they're at. And it's just as bad, if not worse, than you thought it would be.
This was a free and fair election? No. I think a blind man could see this was not a free and, free election. It was not an honest election. I'm 72 years old.
What a fucking loser, 72 years old? Look at that fucking guy.
That video we saw that happened in Atlanta, you can't tell me that was just them doing their job. Those were big, fat, humongous suitcases stuffed with probably copied ballots that they did, the Democrats or the liberals, and they told the people to leave at 11 o'clock.
These people actually
for 2
believe
hours,
this stuff.
They had time to count all those ballots without anybody watching them. And if you see the graphs at between 11 and 1 o'clock, there you saw that blue little spike from Biden.
It's the most rigged election ever. And
that's a typical.
It's a very transparent. Needs to get it. Was this a free and fair election? No! It's the largest coup that ever has happened in the history of mankind. The greatest country in the world, the United States, has been invaded by social media giants.
Very articulate guy, right?
Russia, all trying to seize our country and make it into a Marxist socialist country. They said to the rhinos who were calling for President Trump to give up the fight.
Traitors. Sorry. Traitors.
Oh, what a
traitors.
moron.
Stick to your party. Support the head of your party, which is
very
President
bizarre.
Trump, and stand up for your constituents and the people that elected you.
Ask them, has China bought them?
This is funny.
China, just like Joe Biden's owned by China? I mean, it seems to make sense to me.
They make sense to me.
They're all worried about their own personal.
This guy has a suit on.
But you know what? They're going to be the first ones out. If this goes either way, they're going to be gone.
Man. You can't say, even when Trump is being his most silly, you can't say that has no impact because it actually has a colossal impact.
It does.
And his most hardcore, fervent supporters believe every word he says. And so when he goes on these long tweet rants where it's rigged election, fraudulent election, and he's, tweeting these out of context 15-second videos of some supposedly shady shit going on, this is reaching a giant audience. Now, admittedly, this audience might, maybe 30% of the country, like the real hardcore Trump people. But that's a lot of people. When you do the math on it, in a country of like 330 million, 340 million people, 30% of that's a lot of people. I'm going to try to do the math because I suck at math. That's a lot of people. So you know, one of my instincts is like just laugh and like look at it and
Yeah.
be like, you're so ridiculous. Like everything you're saying is so silly, it's
Yeah.
so absurd, it's obviously incorrect. But
They're
a lot of
all
people
losers,
don't
I
see
know
that.
that.
They don't realize
Uneducated
that. They
and-
think that he's the crusader for truth, standing up against, you know, the deep state and the swamp. And no, he's lying to you. He's definitely lying to you. Maybe he's convinced himself that his lies are truth as well, but he's not correct with the things he's saying.
Right.
So I'm going to get to this point in a second, but like I'm mad at everybody because there's no way we could have gotten to this point here where you have
This is
people
good.
giving these answers unless there's a failure at like every level of society. So again, I'll get back to that point in a second, but let's just go through some of what they said here. One of the guys was like, the numbers went up for Biden between 11 and 1 a.m. Yeah, and if you read a single article before the election about how the votes were going to roll in, you would have known that's when a lot of these states were beginning to count their mail-in ballots. And it's no surprise that they went massively for Joe Biden because, number one, mail-in ballots historically go more for Democrats than Republicans in the first place. And number two, they went even more for Biden because Donald Trump was telling people, don't do mail-in votes. So it's like they caused this problem, and then they're like, can you believe there's a problem? Yeah, of course I can. You caused it. Your guy was saying, don't do mail-in votes. You know?
Let me pause this for now. I'll put the whole clip in the comment section. So he goes on, breaks it down, and he's pissed off at even, you know, Democrats in the mainstream media, and he gets into it a little bit more. But my question, I was talking to my wife like the other day, like, does Donald Trump actually believe in this horseshit, or is he just trying to con people? And I don't know. I think he actually believes it. He believes that the election was rigged. And you know what? I think that's great. I want him to go crazy. My wish is for him to have a complete and total nervous breakdown. And that anger, I want him to think that he won, right? And then after, another wish of mine is, New York State's going to go after him. And really, the biggest wish of all is life imprisonment, right? So, I will put the rest of this
and
in
you
the
get the sense
comment
that even
section.
if you give these people that fact, and I was on Rogan and I told everybody this, and
Yep.
I said it a number of times. I said it over and over and over. And even given the fact that I was telling people beforehand, and there were articles pointing this out beforehand, there's still
Let
so
me
many people
pause.
who were just like, no.
Actually, my wife is back. Madeline?
What?
Oh, okay, I'm doing a videotape. Okay, I have to end it here. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, peace, love, and understanding here on Taper Talk.